morning, everyone, and welcome to the Delta Thrivers weekly Thursday night team call. First of all, thanks to everyone for taking time out of your busy schedules to dial in tonight. I certainly appreciate it. I am Brian Allen. I'm one of the leaders of the team and your host for tonight's call. A little bit about me before we dive into the content and our guest speaker tonight. I am from Memphis, Tennessee, and I began my Thrive experience about 7 months ago. And like so many other people, I was scrolling through Facebook one night, and I saw a post by one of my friends that had said how great she was feeling, and if anyone wanted to feel the same, to reach out. So I sent her a real quick message because that caught my attention, and she emailed me back really quickly and said, hey, I've got something that you need to try. I need to get a trial pack in your hands, so get me your address, and I'll get it right out to you. I did that. She got it in the mail, and the only instructions that she gave me was when I get the product, before I do anything, to give her a call so she could explain to me what I needed to do. So a couple days later, my product arrived, and I gave her a call, and she instructed me exactly what to do, and I was ready to start. So the very next morning, I did just like she said. My feet hit the floor, and I took my 2 vitamins right away on an empty stomach, and jumped in the shower, and about 20 to 40 minutes later, I drank my lifestyle mix and applied my DFT and was on my way out the door to work. And it was interesting because I throughout the day, I didn't really feel anything different than I had normally been feeling, but when I got home that night, I could definitely tell a difference in how I felt, because I really felt awesome. So I continued to process on day 2 and day 3. And at the end of day 3, I called her and said, I need to order this stuff because I really feel a lot better than I had before. So she explained to me how to get signed up as a free customer, and I placed my first order, and a few days later had my product in my hand, and continued to follow the very simple 3 steps, and continued to see results every single day in my energy levels. And I work for a major coffee company. As a district manager, I support 12 stores in about a 100-mile radius, and I'm very, very busy. And in the coffee business, we start our days very early because people roll out of bed and want to get their coffee on their way to work. But I was always dragging myself out of bed. It was every morning I would set my work phone and my personal phone. I would set the alarm. I would hit the snooze button several times. And it's great now because most mornings I wake up before my alarm even goes off. And, again, once I'm up, I take my 2 vitamins, I shower now. I take my lifestyle mix in about 8 ounces of water, shake it up, chug it down, pop on my DFT, and again, out the door to work, and work, sometimes 10 to 11-hour days. And the thing I love most about what Thrive has done for me is, during the day now, I feel a lot more focused and a lot more engaged in the work that I'm doing and when I'm connecting with my employees. And just overall, I feel like I'm more in tune to the work that we're doing and the problems we're trying to solve in all of the stores. The other thing was that, prior to Thrive, I would come home from working those, 10, 11-hour days, and I'd crash. I'd be on the couch. I'd grab something through some fast food outlet, usually on my way home, or I would throw something together very quickly once I got here, and I was done. TV would be on. I would be on the couch, and I just wasn't happy with the way I was feeling, and I wasn't happy with the way that my body looked and the way that I felt. And I knew that something, really needed to change, and that's really what Thrive has done for me. Now I come home from work, and I accomplish so many more things that, I needed to or wanted to do. I think about today, I worked a 12-hour day today. I came home. I'm leading this call tonight, and then I've got a 2-mile run scheduled as soon as we're done here. So a very, very different person than I was before I started this experience 7 months ago. And another thing that I'm really proud of, while we're not a weight loss supplement or product, I have lost a little over 30 pounds. And it's definitely because of the energy and the focus that Thrive has given me to get off that couch and to get moving again. So, through this experience, the product is amazing. I absolutely love it, but it didn't take me very long to realize that I needed to be sharing this with other people. And I very quickly shared it with some of my family members, my mom, my sister, some of my coworkers and friends, because they were all noticing a difference in me. and saw that I just had a different perspective on things. So ended up becoming a promoter a couple weeks in, and am so thankful that I decided to do that. I wasn't really looking for an additional income. I again, very happy doing what I do and have a job that I really love and I'm very thankful to have. Compensation plan that Lavelle has for us. I knew this was going to give me the opportunity to supplement my income and do some things that I may not have been able to do without it. And that got me really excited. And it took me 11 days as a promoter to hit my VIP 800 and earn my $660. And it took me another 6 days to hit $4,000 in volume and to earn my iPad mini. And that got me really excited. And a couple weeks later, the company decided to do something crazy and reset everyone's VIP and give them the opportunity to do that again. And I achieved that and was really proud of that. So, while the experience is and the product is awesome, and while the compensation and additional income has been awesome, the thing that I most love about sharing the Thrive experience is that I know that this product can change lives, and for me, that's one of the most important things, knowing that I can potentially help someone by doing something that is so simple, so easy, and by helping them just find 2 customers, get it for free. So there's just a win-win for everyone. And that's why I continue to build this team and continue to share this experience with so many people every single day. My story, and I wanted to share just a little bit about the process and the system a little bit, and then I want to introduce our guest speaker to share a little bit of perspective with us tonight. But I talked earlier about the system being simple. From a product perspective, again, 3 easy steps. The foundation of everything we do are those 3 core products: the capsules, the lifestyle mix, and the DFTs every morning in your first 30 to 40 minutes of being awake, and then you are completely done for the day. The thing I love about the other side, the promoter side of this, is that it's also very simple steps. And it really starts with that contact or that sharing via a call, a text message, a message on Facebook, sharing a post from the Lavelle fan page, but some sort of contact with someone that you know. Or a cold call, handing them a business card or a piece of paper or a Post-it note or something with your information on it, if you see that they could benefit from the product. The next step is to share the 24-hour pre-recorded number and to have them listen to that and to hear about the process and about the product and about the company. And then to set them up a complimentary customer account. Say, hey, this is free. You won't be spammed. I just need your email address, and we can get you set up. That way you can go online and watch a quick video that will give you more information, and you're set. At that point, again, keeping it very simple is just saying, hey, go to the Lavelle fan page. Go to facebook.com/Lavelle Brands and scroll through and read some of those stories. Or go to my wall and look, because I'm sharing a lot of those, and you might find something that's relevant. And then to follow up with them within 24 hours or sooner if you need to say, hey, did you have an opportunity to watch the video? Are there other things that you would be interested in doing so I can get you a sample in your hand? So, it's a very, very simple process, and there's not a lot of complicated steps or products that we have to carry or inventory that we have to have on hand. It's really just about sharing the experience, sharing what it's done for you, and then getting them through those simple steps. So, I encourage everyone to do this every single day. And as you do it, expect that there are going to be people that are going to say no to you. You're going to encounter people that are going to be skeptical about it. They're going to say no right away. They're going to roll their eyes. They're going to say you're crazy and all of that. And it's going to happen, but you just have to expect it and just keep moving forward until you find the right person. You'll find that person that will say yes to you and will listen to you and will get it, and they'll know that they can benefit from this because they'll see that you're benefiting from it, and they trust you enough to do that. But most important, just understand that those no's are going to happen, and you just got to get past those. And it's going to take multiple times for people to potentially say no. But eventually come around to you. I had a customer the other day that had been watching my posts for 7 months, and he sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, hey, I've been seeing you do this. I thought it might have just been a fad. You know, you would stop doing it, but you continue to post every single day, and I continue to see videos on your YouTube channel, and I continue to see that, you know, it's working for you. I can see a difference in the things that you're posting. Give me more information. And we very quickly did an exchange, and I got him on the 24-hour line. I got him on the Lavelle Brands Facebook page, and he ended up buying a tone pack from me. And he's very, very happy with it, and he's seeing great results, and he's very, very excited. So, don't give up on those people that you think are, just because it's a no now doesn't mean that it'll be a no forever. So just stick with it and do it every single day. Follow the simple system. And just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and talk to people. Don't be afraid to share it with people, and keep it very, very simple. So with that, and to continue the conversation on keeping it simple and sharing, I want to introduce a very, very good friend of mine now, and one of our upline, Sherry Leopold from Springfield, Illinois. So Sherry, would you like to share your story, and then give us some tips on sharing this simple system with our potential customers and promoters?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Awesome. Once again, my name's Sherry Leopold, and I am, well, next week I will be from Springfield, Illinois. I am moving, so that's exciting. Actually, I have been thriving for 18 months. I originally saw the post in November, or I saw one of our upline, Sheila, for Sony post in November of 2013. I was not looking for anything. I was not looking for a product. I did not need any help. Thank you very much. I was busy. I had a lot going on. It was a very stressful time in my life. Literally was not looking for a product to help me. Didn't think that would actually even, there was anything like that could. But I actually was not looking for a business opportunity. I can absolutely assure you of that. I already was working of another business full-time, but it found me. I actually told Sheila when I saw it, I saw her posting. She was my upline in another company, and I did not understand what she was doing talking about something else when she was my upline in that other company. And she just said to me, Sherry, this has been a great product for me. Physically, it's changed my life. I love it. And she said, you know, I've had tremendous headaches. And she said, I've just had such great relief. I can sleep better than I can't remember when I slept this good, just a variety of things. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. I don't have headaches. I just was like, okay, I said, this is not for me. So fast forward about 7 weeks, and I saw one of my downline in that same company posting about this same Thrive thing. To say I was somewhat irritated might be an understatement. However, what I found to be true was, after talking to her, because I did say to her, what are you doing? And she said, you really have to try this product. It's fantastic. And I was like, oh, I don't want to try any product. I don't want to do that. I'm doing something else. I don't want to take my focus off. It was a very busy time for me because I was in a direct selling, retailing product. And gift-giving, Christmas time, yeah, that's when everyone starts a business, is in December. And I actually was not terribly receptive, I have to say. But Carol was very adamant. She said, I just need you to try the product. And she asked me to do a few things. She asked me to listen to the 24-hour recorded call. I did that. I said, I can do that. She said, I want you to go to the Lavelle Brands Facebook page, facebook.com/Lavelle Brands with an S. And I did that, and that really hooked me. And the part of the reason is, one of the things probably Carol knew, is that I'm very much a people person. So that very much attracted me was people's personal stories. And I read and I read and I read and I read for 4 hours. Like I didn't go to bed till 1 or 2 in the morning, something like that. And what I knew to be true after reading those stories and hearing what Carol had to say, and I can honestly tell you, I knew that Sheila Fasoni would not have touched another company as successful as she was in the one we were in together if there wasn't something to this. So my wheels were turning not because I was looking at the business opportunity, but I did know in my head that there had to be something to it if she was doing that. And as Carol and I were just kind of chatting back and forth a little bit, I see at 3-week mark for Sheila, she's earned a car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you joking me? I mean, like, this can't even be right. And so I said something to Carol. Carol actually said, here, I'm going to send you the comp plan. I want you to look at it. So here I'm putting all these things together. And I had 18 years of direct selling experience, so it wasn't like I was new to the industry. I knew exactly what I was looking at. I knew what was driving the growth was the stories. And I said to Carol, you know what, I totally get it. I said, I guess I just have to do the one thing I haven't done, and that's try product. And she sent me the products, and I still actually can honestly say I had no intention, I don't think, at that point of creating any kind of business. But what I did know was that the product was pushing the opportunity. And so when I tried product, I was a first dayer. I definitely, absolutely noticed the energy the first day. I mean, I was getting things done. I was cleaning, doing laundry. I was like just all over the place getting things done. And I was like, that's awesome. But I felt really good. I had a huge Diet Coke habit. I was probably at least a 6-can-a-day drinker, sometimes 10 on a bad, stressful day. That was my coffee. I didn't drink coffee, but I sure had a Diet Coke the minute I walked into the kitchen. It was the very first thing I did, every single day, all the way till I went to bed. And I preferred that over water, even though I love water, but I would have cracked the Diet Coke any time over water. And so that was a huge problem for me. And I had what felt like my heart skipping, so was told to get off the caffeine, but it was very difficult for me because I truly love Diet Coke. And so with that, what the odd thing was, on the second day of my sampling, I realized I hadn't had a Diet Coke until like 7 p.m. I was like, it occurred to me that I had not drank one. And I thought, well, I'm not going to drink one now. And I knew that I only had one the day before. And that was very odd for me. Here I'm on second day, no headache, still felt fantastic, and thought, wow, this is weird. The other thing I noticed was, like, I didn't want any sweets, and I'm a huge peanut butter and chocolate lover. I still am. I just don't feel like I have to have it, which is such a blessing, and which does cause the weight loss for me, which has been another wonderful side benefit. But the thing that I really noticed tremendously, I did lose 4 pounds in the first 3 days. I noticed that, of course. But I think really what I noticed the most was the sleep. Because for me, I would toss and turn all night long. I would look at the clock, and I chuckled because I say I kind of slept like a blackout drunk. I mean, like woke up, but I didn't feel bad when I woke up. I felt amazing. And I woke up before the alarms. I'm like, bam, I'm awake. I thought, wow, this is so weird. But I thought, you know what? This is exactly what I read in these stories. I thought, this is why this product is so amazing, because people feel so good on this product. And so the other irony to my story is that it was such a bad time in my life to actually try to be doing something else. And adding anything in, I didn't even tell my husband. I ordered at 10 minutes to midnight. Well, it was Eastern time, but because there was a special, I ordered an enrollment pack that was for promoters. I didn't even stop at customer. I just signed up as a promoter and ordered a 400 pack. I thought, I'm going to use the product. I'm going to get some for my husband. He doesn't know he's taking it yet, but I didn't even tell him I spent the money. I didn't want to have to explain myself and what are you doing now. So I just ordered it, and when I got it and put it on the counter, I said, you're taking this? And he said, what is it? So then I had to tell him, because here's this giant box of stuff. So I kind of tried to explain to him, and he just kind of shook his head and went, all right. So, he's like, I have other stuff. I'm going to finish that first, because he was already taking a multivitamin. And I said, okay. So he didn't actually start his product until about 3 weeks after I did. I noticed the changes in him before he did, but I waited for him to verbalize that he had gotten good results from it. And he has had tremendous results with his athletic, with his running and lifting and things like that. It's been great for him with his workouts. So fast forward, I started sharing. I did not hit my VIPs like Brian did or my iPad mini. I did earn my car in my 4th month. And I started doing things a little bit differently because I saw other people are going very fast. And I know some people on the call have been in the company for a while and maybe aren't where they want to be. And I've always been a big believer that if you personally are not where you want in life or in a business or wherever in a relationship, you need to hold the mirror up and take a minute and reflect back and see what can I do differently. Because what I knew to be true was the product, the beautiful Thrive experience, was the same, whether it came out of my hand or Brian's or whoever's. So if somebody was going faster than me, they had to be doing something different than what I was doing. So I did some sort of self-introspection, I guess, and thought, what am I doing? I worked on my personal belief. I knew I loved the product and believed in the product, but I knew I had to do something different in sharing. I had to be weak on something. And I will tell you what I realized is I was not doing the 3-way calls, which Brian talked about, the simple system. And I had to change it up, get out of my comfort zone, and do that. And recently, I guess it's been in the last few months, it's kind of come to our attention that somebody was using something called smart sampling. Because what I also realized is I was putting out a lot of samples, and I was following up, but I wasn't always getting a closed business on it. Sometimes I was losing the thread on somebody that was taking the product, but I couldn't quite close the sale. I couldn't hang on to it. And so I thought, I've got to do something different. I did do the 3-way calls. Those helped tremendously. I will tell you that, absolutely. But in the smart sampling, what you're doing is exactly what Brian said. You're sharing, the 24-hour recorded call. You're asking them to like the Lavelle Brands Facebook page so they can get those stories in their news feed so they can see them whether you share them or not. And also, talking to them either by 3-way. But this is the twist I want to share with you. This is something that I've been doing actually. It's been about 3 weeks that I've been doing this. And it probably goes back into my own, personal experience in that 3 ways are a little uncomfortable a lot of times for everybody because it's an awkward thing. You're talking to somebody you don't know. And so what I decided to do was actually do the twist on the smart sampling in that I've actually been having my promoters do a private 3-way Facebook message. And for a variety of reasons. Because you can do it with anyone who's interested in being a promoter, anyone who's interested in just finding out more about the products. When someone's new, the one thing they generally know is that they love how they feel. But that really doesn't qualify them to actually explain to somebody else, you got to try this. Why? Because it's great. Why? Because I feel good. Why? And so there's all these whys, and they don't really know how to answer it. And a new promoter, oftentimes, if they don't feel confident in being able to answer, they pull back. And what that looks like on the other side to a customer is, number one, she either doesn't believe in what she's doing or he's doing, or something's not right with this. I call it fear, but I call it the skunk smell. You don't have to see the skunk to know there's a skunk. You want to avoid it. You want to open the windows and get rid of the smell as quickly as possible. That's what that translates to. So one of the things that has happened as a result is I'm like, how do I get past and be able to get that 3-way experience of like you would have in a conversation, but to have it feel less scary, I guess. So let's reduce the fear. So that's what I've been doing, and what I've been doing is whether you're going to give somebody a sample or whether you're just introducing them to the products, it doesn't matter what step you're at, or somebody straight up says, I want to know how you make money at this. or I want to be a promoter. What do I have to do? You know, any of those things qualifies you to utilize that three-way message. And, you know, use your regular smart sampling, but I want you to utilize the three-way message via Facebook if they are on Facebook at all. And this is true. What I've been doing is, like, say, for example, Brian will say, hey, I'm going to send you a private message with my friend Val. And she hasn't tried any product yet. I just met her. I just got her account set up, or I just met her and she doesn't know anything. Whatever, just send me a 2-sentence heads up. Then he will go and put a message to Val and myself. It can be one of Val's friends if she starts to encourage customers and is looking for her free product as well. So there's not a limit to where that level goes, where you hook those, all of us together. But the thing is, what I'm doing is I'm going to actually create a triangular validation for this person. I'm going to answer the questions as well as Brian if he feels confident and comfortable doing that, which I know he does, but a brand new promoter may not. You tag 2 of your upline in it, your sponsor and your upline, or 2 of your upline up. This is the deal. When you're new, you're going to learn by reading our answers. Soon, you will be the person, along with your sponsored promoter, who is sharing with a customer. And you won't necessarily need us to do that. However, we're going to answer the questions. I'm going to jump on and I'm going to say, hey, Val, I'm Sherry. Nice to meet you. I'd love to answer any questions you have regarding the Thrive products. I've been thriving for 18 months. I feel great, and I love helping other people feel great. You know, have you tried product yet? I might ask a question like that. I'm trying to engage them in talking in the conversation between the 3 of us. And it might be I'm asking something I already know the answer to, but I want that person to know I'm interested in with their experience. So what I'm going to do in that experience is say, or in that message, say, for example, the person really hasn't done anything yet. Just, you know, but they've expressed an interest in learning more about the product. Great. You know what? How about you do me a favor? I'll post a picture that has the number on it. I want you to dial the number. This is an overview of kind of what the Thrive experience is, and it's done by the owners of our company. It's not long. It's 6 or 7 minutes. It's updated frequently, but it'll just give you a little bit of an idea of what the Thrive experience is. You know, when you've listened to that, post back here and let us know. And then I'll also then say, and please go like the Lavelle fan page. You're going to love reading those stories. And you're going to see people in those stories. You're going to think of people that remind you of those people, and I want you to keep those people in mind. So that's what's coming to them in the message. So then they'll post back, I just listened to it, say, fantastic, are you interested in experiencing the product? Yes, I can't wait. Awesome. I just need you to post your email here so Brian can get your free account set up. You're going to get a free referral website with that. It doesn't cost a thing. We want you to watch the video because it will actually explain the experience in a little more detail. When you've done that, just let us know. And then when they post back, they've done it, then you're going to say to them, awesome, can't wait for you to try the product. You set them up with the experience. Say, just need you to put your address here. And this is where you're going to post when you receive your samples. Whether you're charging for them or whether you're giving it to them free is up to you. I will tell you you can alternate here and offer, if they don't want to do the things you want them to do, just say, it's fine. You know, if you don't want to do those things, I'm totally okay. You can still try the product, but it's $10 a day or $7 a day or $5 a day, whatever you charge. You know, if they do everything that you ask, then, you know, it's up to you whether you want to give it to them at made by every single promoter. So what you're going to do then, after you've got them to that point, they're going to post. You can watch the video so you know they listen to the call. They're already on this three-way message. They're communicating with you. And you get their address and you get their email address. You've got their account.
Hey, Sherry, you've gotten very, very low.
And they're going to get the instructions and their samples. So they've already heard it several times. And in the thread, we're going to say, I need you to post here when you receive your sample. And sometimes it's very much from sending it. You might say, hey, I'm going to it's due to be there tomorrow. You know, let me know that you get it. Then one of us will post, are you going to start it on Saturday? We're going to post here after you've taken that you started. One of us will say, hey, did you get your sample started this morning? You know, or do you start your drive experience this morning? But what you're going to do is, when we say they got it, if they say, yes, I'm starting on Saturday, you're going to say, fantastic, this is one more thing for me. I need you to post on the Facebook page. I'm super excited to be starting my Thrive experience today. Thank you, Brian. And Brian. The reason is because you have more than one person that can respond, and you explain to them. The reason we have you do this is simple. Number one of our main goals as promoters is to help customers get their product for free. Refer to, you can get your product, you can get your product for free. We're going to help you do that. We're going to do this because the people who ask you what that is, we're going to answer the question, and we're going to help them, and they're going to help you. Because you might feel fantastic, but you aren't necessarily going to be able to answer the question. We can answer the question, but we're going to come to you. So that's why we need you to come. And so what you're doing is helping them to help themselves to get their product free. Because then they generally will say, okay, no problem. And any person yet tell me they wouldn't do it. One person questioned why.
Hey, Sherry, this is Brian. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're really, really muffled.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah, I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Oh, I don't know why my Bluetooth does it. I'm sorry. It went out of battery, I guess. And I thought,
that's okay.
I thought I could hear you. Okay.
Perfectly now.
Okay. Sorry, I'll just hold it to my ear. Anyway, so basically what you're going to do at that point is you have them on board with you to communicate with you. You also have more than one person to validate their post, how they feel, because you're going to have, sometimes it's 10 or 15 people that will ask what it is, but guarantee you there's probably 25 people reading what everybody's saying. And sometimes people will pop in that are on your team. If you see that somebody says, I started my Thrive experience, and you're a promoter on that team, a sideline, anything, pop on that message and go, I love it. I've been thriving for XYZ amount of time. Best thing I've ever done for myself. Because they're going to do it for you. Other people are seeing that. And it's very important in the validation process to do that. I will tell you one of the other things that this smart sampling like this, using the Facebook message rather than the three-way call, that it does is a couple things, and I'm going to speak from a promoter standpoint at this point. One of the things it does is when promoters are new, sometimes they aren't sure what they're doing, they're not very confident. What it does is it helps the new promoter learn. So they're going to learn as you're answering the questions. They're going to learn how to answer the questions in that three-way message. And they're also going to have, if you want to say, a tab on the new promoter's customers. The thing that it does is it helps that new promoter that new promoter's customer do a couple things. It allows that customer to know they can always reach out to Brian or me. They know that they can ask me a question, even though I didn't share it with them. They will always have that message, and you can put that in your message. You can always ask a question at any time about anything in this Thrive, and one of us will answer it for you. So it ties that customer 2 levels down, 3 levels down. I've done them now, I think, 4 levels down, because I've got customers putting their customers in messages, which is fantastic, because what we're doing is just creating a chain of free product for people. And so, and the thing is, the promoters obviously can only get paid on customers. We don't care if they're 5, 10 deep, whatever. It's all going to roll up. But I'm going to tell you one of the other things as a promoter that this does for you, if you create this scenario, what it will do for you is it will allow the people who are customers to see how to be a promoter. And what I have already found in the past few weeks is those people are asking questions naturally because they see that it's not hard and it's not scary. And so they see the business, quote unquote, being done in a very non-threatening, very easy way. And so it's basically just allowing you another avenue. Would I ever discount the 3-way call? Absolutely not. I will tell you one thing. If you do a 3-way call, which I highly recommend an introduction always, however, one of the things that's critically important that sometimes we lose the thread. If we do a 3-way call, we don't know when your team gets bigger, sometimes you don't know if that person came in as a customer or a promoter, or if they just didn't follow up with them, or if they decided not to. Or when we have the thread with that person and that message, we don't really ever lose contact with that person. And they feel, quote unquote, like they know you. And the fundamental rule of sales, of any kind of sales, regardless of whether we share or we sell or whatever you want to say, is people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. They will learn to know you in that message, and generally they will like you and they will trust you because you're the one answering. And so it is sort of like, the mortar and the bricks. And it just holds it all together, and it really, really creates a very strong customer foundation for you. Your promoters are always going to help you move your business forward, but your customers are your foundation. I think the customer-promoter ratio is either 6 or 8 to 1. So that's a pretty important thing, to make sure that you have a solid customer base. And the more Thrivers you have getting their products for free, the happier they're going to be. So I think it's really critically important that you utilize this system and utilize it for people who are just asking about it. When you're brand new and you don't know hardly anything, don't even try to answer the questions. If somebody says, hey, I asked this question, blah, 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 does it have this, or can this type of person use it? Say, I'm sending you a PM or a private message. Put us in the message. Hey, Val had a great question. She asked blah, 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 blah. Sherry's been thriving for 18 months. She's been thriving longer, and I think she could probably answer the question more thoroughly. I'm still learning. So what they're learning from that message is that the promoter's not alone. They don't have to do it all themselves, and they don't have to have all the answers. And they're hooking that person, who could be a potential promoter down the line, they're teaching them this is how we work. We work as a team. And so there's just so many good aspects to using that. And if you sign a new promoter, even if they're a free promoter and they haven't done a thing yet, please send a 3-way message to us introducing us. Tag 2 or 3 of your upline and say, hey, I want to introduce you to Susie. She's taken a look at this opportunity. Say, Susie, these people can answer this question for you. Any questions you have, regarding the opportunity, anything you need to know, this group of people can answer this for you. And I want you to utilize that. I don't care if I get 50 or 80 messages a day. I will do my very best to answer every single one of them. You know, we have to utilize this structure if you want to build a solid foundation and move your business forward. And it either has to be done with a three-way call and or the three-way message to cement the other things, because the product gives a great experience, but it's not the end because there's no close of the sale, so to speak, in the product being used. And sometimes if you don't follow up correctly, they don't know how to order. It isn't that they didn't want to order. They maybe don't know how. Or maybe they tried to get in and they were trying to log in and the promoter log in and they can't find it because they're in the customer login. Well, they're not going to bother you because they feel stupid because they don't know how to do it. So those things, all those things, they all get avoided when you have that message system that you're using. And you know what? It's less scary. It's less stress on you, and you're going to learn a ton by doing it, I guarantee you. So that's kind of basically what I wanted to share. I know I've gone a little bit long. Brian's going to post the graphic for the smart sampling. I do want you to consider, though, when it does say three-way call, that to utilize that three-way message either in addition to it or utilize that in place of it. You know, we always say step outside your comfort zone, but if you cannot step outside your comfort zone, you know, because it's so far to do a three-way call, this is a lot less scary and a smaller step. You know, and the thing is, when you've included one of us or two of us, if you fall or you say the wrong thing or you aren't sure what the answer is, you don't have to worry because one of us is going to answer. So you learn as you go and you learn as you grow. And I just really, really ask you to really use that reach out method with us, with anybody, potential customers, potential promoters, just somebody who just is curious what it is. It's no problem just to say, you know, here, find out a little bit more about it. This is my friend Sherry. However you're comfortable, because you have to be comfortable enough to not be awkward. And this is a great platform for that, to be able to utilize that. So anyway, that's what I got for you, Brian. Thanks for letting me share.
Well, perfect. And, you know, thank you, Sherry. First of all, I always love hearing your story. And, you know, I think the information you shared tonight around that private message or that three-way message, you know, that to me is just brilliant, because it allows you, while the three-way call is important, and I'm a big fan of them, and you know that, and you and I do them together frequently with people, what I love about this three-way message is that you can set those up at your convenience, and you don't really have to worry about trying to get that person on the other end of the phone and them being available to you in that moment.
Right.
You can just create that message. And I like the other thing is well, once you do a three-way call, while you validated, once you've hung up the phone, that message is gone. And with this private message, if I add, you know, if I have a new promoter or a new customer and add you to that history stays there, and I can leave that message, you know, in my private messages with the three of us on there for as long or as little as I want before deleting it or keeping it permanently. So I absolutely love that, and I'm going to start utilizing that as well with new promoters and customers, because I think there's just a lot of value in that. So, again, thank you so much for sharing tonight and definitely sharing that little golden nugget with us.
I have one more thing, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna share the balls in the air analogy, because I think it's important. Actually, Brian and I were talking a little bit earlier about this, and as I said earlier when I was talking about holding the mirror up, sometimes it's what you need to do is to look at what you're doing or not doing. Sometimes it's what you're not doing or not doing enough of. And you know, that's a really difficult thing sometimes to do. But what I like to share, I call it the balls in the air analogy. It's like a juggler, you know, but in this scenario, in Lavelle, it's your number of samples that you have in play. Okay, so if you have, I kind of give the example, if you put 2 samples out, whether it's at work, your neighbor, your sister, your family, who cares who it is, you've got 2 samples out and one person says, oh, I love it, and they order, but the other one says, I didn't notice anything, or nah, it's too expensive, or I don't want to do that, or whatever, or doesn't answer you at all, maybe. Take your sample and they're done, and you can't, they don't hear from them. It's still a 50% close ratio, but it just doesn't feel as good because you focus on why didn't that person answer me or want it or whatever. And the difference between you're juggling 2 balls as opposed to if you have 10 samples out and 5 people say yes, you're going to be jumping over the moon excited that you have 5 new customers. Is the exact same close ratio, you're still going to have, the same amount of business closed, but it just doesn't feel the same. Your paycheck's not going to be the same either. However, part of what I find that new promoters suffer from is that they just simply don't have enough samples in play, or they aren't talking to enough people. And that is really a critical part. If you're not where you want to be, you got to look at 2 things. Am I doing enough, and am I doing enough of the right thing? And I will tell you, one of the things that working with the promoters who are doing this system and using this and sharing like that, absolutely tell you something. I can see whether you have enough balls in the air. Because if I got no messages from you and anybody that you're sharing with, there are no balls, according to me, from what I can see. And so I know that probably what's happening is you're not doing enough of the right thing to get what you want. And it's okay if you don't want much. But if you want something and you're not there, then you're probably not doing enough of the right thing, and we need to have a conversation to find out what level that you need to do to get what you want. So that's my balls in the air. I tell you to put a lot of them in the air. I don't care if it's just getting free customers, 2 customers a day that are free customers, even if they don't order. Those are still balls in the air. You got people interested. You're engaging people in conversation. Put the balls in the air. They're there. You just got to pick them up. So that's all I got for you.
Wonderful. I love that analogy, Sherry. Thanks again for sharing that. And I think you're right on. It really is about, we're all busy. Most of us have full-time jobs and are very busy that's on this call. But it's taking and seizing every opportunity we have, whether it's stopping at lunch in a restaurant. And I shared with Sherry earlier today, I ran into a restaurant very quickly between some of my store visits today to grab a sandwich, and the waitress brought my sandwich over to me, and I said, hey, how are you today? And she said, oh, man, I'm tired. That was the perfect opening for me. And I pulled out my wallet, got one of my business cards out that said, are you tired of being tired? And I said, hey, I know you're working and you're very busy. Here's my card. There's a number on the back of here. Call this, listen to this quick message. My number's on the other side. If you hear something you like or any of the things on the back side of this card are things that you are experiencing, give me a call. I left it at that. So, while I didn't close the sale in that moment because she was busy and doing her thing, I got a ball in the air. Yep. Absolutely love that analogy, Sherry. So, take those opportunities, whether it's, a cold call where you're face-to-face with a waitress or someone at the gas station or wherever, or whether it's on Facebook and posting something every single day to your Facebook wall, even if it is just 1 share or 2 shares a day. It just shows those people that are watching, even if you think they aren't, that you're still involved and you're still doing something. So definitely seize that opportunity. And to just wrap us up here, because I know we're running out of time, just a couple things. So I did share the smart sampling graphic to the Delta Thrivers private message on Facebook. If you're on the call and not part of that message, if you'll send me a private message, I will get you a copy of that graphic. So please do that. The other thing is I just want to remind everyone on the team that's on the call tonight that there was an event created that I invited several of you to that's called the 4K group. It's anyone that wants to achieve $4,000 in volume in any given month. Just go on and join that group because I'm posting incentives on there, and it's also serving as just a way for us to keep each other motivated as we go through. So if you got an invite to that, go join that group. If you didn't get an invite and you would like one, again, private message me and I'll send you an invite to that. Also want to remind the team of the incentive that we currently have going this week. And I will be reworking that a little bit tonight after Sherry's conversation on the three-way messaging to include points for doing those three-way messages as well. So look for that updated incentive to come out later tonight. I'll do it via the 4K event group as well as our private message for Delta Thrivers. And then just two other things. Just want to remind everyone, if you want to experience some of my I probably shouldn't call them awesome videos, but some of my videos that I've been creating or filming on creating a better you, and then just some of the videos around my Thrive experience. If you go to YouTube, my username or my channel is BAllen, that's BALLEN 8874. Please go and subscribe to that channel, and you can watch my videos. And I have 0 subscribers right now, so you would really be helping me out because I want subscribers. I did just create the channel a couple days ago, so but I did post 8 or 9 videos out there already, and I'll continue to do videos. I'm going to try to start doing them at least once or twice a week, maybe more frequently. So go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, please. And then also we had an incentive for those people that were on the call tonight. And it looked like we had about 14 people dial in tonight, and I have just randomly put last 4 digits of phone numbers into a thing while Sherry was talking, and I drew out 3 of them. So these are the 3 winners for tonight's call, and you have your choice of a $25 Lovell credit that I will send to your account, or a package of pink camo DFTs, which is worth twice the amount of the $25 credit, but it would give you some pink camo DFTs. So these are the last 4 digits of the phone numbers that were selected. That's the only digits I'm going to give, so I'm not giving out your entire phone number. If these last 4 digits belong to you, private message me and tell me how I can get you your credit, or how I can get your pink camo DFT, or where that you want the credit, and I'll send it to you. So the winners are 8331, 4418, and 1766. So 8331, 4418, and 1766. Send me a message via Facebook or a text message, and let me know if you want the pink camo DFTs with the $25 credit, and I will get out to you right away. Again, thanks very much for joining the call tonight. I know you were all very busy, and we ran a little over what we normally do, but I certainly appreciate it, and look forward to our time together again next Thursday at 7:30. And just encourage you over the course of this week to really utilize the three-way messaging and anything else I can do to support you on this team, and invite your friends to next week's call. We'll do a contest again, as well as have a great guest speaker and some great information to share. Sherry, again, thank you very much for being our speaker tonight, and everyone have a fabulous evening.